without further ado, because I know Kevin's sitting there anxiously waiting for this, Lando Norris is your 2025 World Drivers Champion. Ladies and gentlemen, after a long 24 rounds in 2025, at the top of the pile is Lando freaking Norris. A bumpy road. Take it away, Kevin. Wax poetic. The floor is yours. Let's hear it. How excited are you?
Well, first, I want to give a big thanks to all the haters, because without the haters, I wouldn't be who I am today. And trust me, I see y'all out there on the Twitter webs and interwebs making fun of Lando No Wins Norris. And what do you have to say now, haters? What do you have to say now? He's the champ. There is no asterisk to be put there. Champion. World champion. Okay? Was he the best driver of 2025? No, it's still Max Verstappen. But that doesn't matter. He hoists the trophy. He's the champion. He gets to wear the number one. That's how it goes. And he deserved it. And there's nothing that anybody can tell me, nothing that anybody can say to me that will make me think differently. He did the damn thing. He took over. He had the dog mentality. He did exactly what he needed to do. And might I add, a very gutsy race there to end the season, because it was not all peaches and cream for Lando Norris in Abu Dhabi. It was a moment of disaster when he was lower in the race and had to do some pretty incredible overtakes to get back to a podium finish. So the haters can't tell me anything anymore. And trust me, there's a lot of y'all out there, and y'all have been depressed lately on Twitter, Instagram, all the social medias. Oh, I can't believe Lando Norris. We're not going to let Lando Norris win the world champion. Yeah, you did. That's what freaking happened. And I'm enjoying it. Look, on a real note, it's been a really fun year. It's had its highs and it has had its lows, trust me. And we put a considerable amount of time into this podcast, into, Tristan probably more than me, into note taking and analytics and all these different factors. And, we keep up with what people are saying and what people are thinking. And look, I fell victim to the, hey, this thing is over after Zandvoort. I was absolutely, hey,
the most depressed I've seen you.
I've
seen you be depressed about other sports.
I can't keep fighting this fight, man. I can't keep fighting this fight. But it just goes to show how long the Formula One season is. And I'm extremely happy. He deserves it. And I think that the criticism that Lando Norris gets for the kind of teammate that he is at McLaren, he gets a lot of criticism for quote unquote saying the wrong things or being, a little bit of an a-hole sometimes. I think he's had proper responses. What do I think he was being serious about doing the same for Oscar going into Abu Dhabi? No, I think that was BS, but either way, I think that the relationship between Oscar and Lando is really, kind of dramatized, and it's supposed to be. But I think that, they've both talked glowingly about each other. Obviously, Oscar's upset. He knows in his heart of hearts that he's also a world champion. And even Lando said it, like, eventually he will be one. And it's just not often that the nice guy does get the win. And the nice guy got the win. And it was a miraculous season. I chart it in my sports life as a championship. And I wasn't following basketball when the Mavs won their championship. So in my life, I've experienced one, and that was the World Series for the Texas Rangers. And in 2025, Lando Norris winning the Drivers' Championship title. And I was almost brought to tears at 8:00 in the morning. Not going to lie to you. I've already ordered my merch. It's on the way. Probably won't be here till January, but it's ordered. It's on its way. The gold helmet looks sick. I'm looking forward to basking in this. I don't know what the future holds for Lando Norris. I don't know what the future holds for McLaren. We don't know what to expect in 2026. But right now, as we sit here on Wednesday, December 10th, we'll post it on December 11th. I'm elated. I'm happy. I cannot like and repost enough Lando Norris content on McLaren stuff. I'm elated. It's been a fun ride. And I can't wait to do it all over again in 2026. And I will be sitting there ready to go when Drive to Survive comes out, because I already know it's going to highlight Lando Norris in probably a couple of different episodes. And, for as many haters as he has, there's a lot of fan favorites that love Lando. And it's just a good feeling. It's just a good feeling. So, all right. With all that being said, I think I kind of hit all the points I wanted to. I'm super happy, super excited. I thought the race was really good. And I think that at the same time that we can crown Lando Norris for the 2025 Drivers' Champion, we can also say that Max Verstappen was unreal and that he was the best driver on the grid this year. I can't wait to do it all over again in 2026, man. This year was crazy. From start to finish, this year was crazy.
I mean, to pick up where you're leaving it there too. I mean, it was a bumpy road. He started as the favorite. Let's not forget. I mean, Lando Norris was preseason chalked in to be the World Drivers' Champion. Let's not forget.
Imagine having money on that. Imagine putting money, even if it was so you put $100 on Lando Norris to win the Drivers' Championship going into 2025, and halfway through the season, you're like, well, that's money gone. That's money gone. That's just gone. And at the end, he ends up winning it, and you're like, well, that was crazy.
I mean, look, it was a bumpy road, though. I mean, started as the favorite, like I just mentioned. We emphasized, seeing him usurped by his teammate within this, only to take back the lead and then fend off four-time reigning champion Max Verstappen. Look, it was a year full of doubts, plenty of ups and downs, 18 podiums later, though. And the one that mattered the most in Abu Dhabi, respectfully, Lando Norris is your world champion. And it's crazy to look back at this season. I've had this conversation with a couple of friends, who have not been a part of the podcast officially, but I've had conversations about how many little moments you can look at from this year. And I named a number of them that could have swayed this thing in a number of different directions. It's crazy to think how Max Verstappen's penalty in Spain decided this championship, or Antonelli losing the rear in Qatar decided this championship. Max's crash with Antonelli in Austria. Piastri's still very controversial penalty in Great Britain. I'm going to keep going. Piastri not sliding into the grass in Australia could have closed that gap, right? But in the end, it's about what you. But I was going to say,
don't forget that Piastri also gave up that position to Norris too.
Well, that's what I was going to get to. Is in the end, it's about what you do when it matters, though. Norris's tough pass on Piastri in Singapore, the opposite strategy call in Hungary, holding off Piastri in Austria, and the controversy of Monza being what it was. If that's a swap, Lando loses this championship by a point to Verstappen. If they swap positions there. Because remember, Max wins the race, but that's a 3-point margin, right? If Piastri holds on to P2, they don't do the swap. Lando Norris is not your World Drivers' Champion as we speak. But I want to know, Lando has gotten a lot of hate over the years. You talked a lot about the haters online in your remarks, and it's fair to address because F1 fandoms are very, in a number of different ways, meme worthy. You kind of latch on to certain drivers or certain moments. And he's gotten a lot of hate over the years for things he's said in the media, things that personally I haven't necessarily been a fan of, but post-race, and I want to give Lando Norris credit, he did address those mistakes. He did address those comments in a very humbling way, and I did gain some respect for him because of that moment of admitting that, maybe he shouldn't have said some things over the years, and, that has created a lot of scrutiny for himself over the years. You either love or hate Lando Norris. I think there are plenty of people that are still very middle ground on this, but, being aligned, you're going to get two different takes. At the end of the day, Lando Norris, to his credit, did the damn thing. The title of this podcast, Lando Norris did the damn thing. And it's like we talked about and asked of him all season. And he earned this championship, whether you were rooting for him or not, to emphasize what you said, Kevin. He did it. He is a champion. He will forever be a Formula One World Drivers champion. Whether it's one championship or it's multiple, he'll always have this one in the bag. And that's something worth cheering for. I'm happy for Lando at the end of it all. It's a few days removed, and really thinking back on it, I'm happy for the guy. He did it the way he wanted to do it. He's talked about that. You talked about that. I'm happy for his fans, you being one of them, Kevin, and the fans who do watch this podcast. I'm happy for you guys. This is a good moment. Cherish it. I'm happy for his family. I think that's another bright spot, watching him celebrate with his family. And
his parents gave Oscar a hug after the race as well.
Yeah, realizing how much goes into getting to this level at all. Getting to this level is an achievement. Getting to the level of just being a Formula One driver is an achievement all on its own. Becoming a world drivers champion, there's only 35 of them. 35 out of the hundreds of drivers who have been a part of this sport for 75 years. It's an achievement to become one of that select group. It is hard to win a championship. It's hard to win a championship in any sport, especially professionally. It's very hard to win a championship in Formula One, especially with the amount of factors that have to go your way. It's almost luck at a certain point, right? But you have to have the skill. That's where the luck component comes in. Having the talent, having the ability, having the work ethic to capitalize on those lucky moments. And Lando Norris did it. And I'm going to give him credit for it. I'm not his number one fan. I know that there are plenty of people who love him to death. Guy sitting next to me in this podcast, that's his boy. That's his boy. And if you follow us on social media, which I encourage you to do, scrolling on the bottom of the screen, a video my wife captured of us, of me baiting him into this argument. He vigorously defended Lando Norris. That's how much this championship really does mean to Kevin. And I'm excited for you guys. Bask in it. Enjoy it. For the TLPs, before we move forward, I want to know, what do you guys think of Lando's win? If you're salty, let us know. If you're happy for him, let us know. I want to hear the takes. I want to hear the controversy. And it was a controversial championship. That much you and I certainly can agree on, with how these things have played out, how up and down this season has been. There's certainly controversy that's a part of this, but not at the end. Not in the end result. I still believe that he got this championship, and it's well deserved. So let us know what you guys think down in the comments below, though. I certainly want to know